G'day guys, I'm here at Tat Ngaew Waterfall in the village of Tat Lo, and this is just one of many waterfalls along the Bolaven Plateau, or the Pakse Loop. In this video I'm going to be showing you all of the waterfalls along the loop, along the big loop, as well as a few extra things that you could do with your time as you ride around looking at the waterfalls.
The Pakse Loop, also called the Bolaven Plateau Loop, is a motorbike ride in the south of Laos. This video only covers day one of the loop, but there is another video covering the entire loop, as well as each day individually. Pakse is down the south of Laos. To get to Pakse, you'll normally be coming from Vieng on an overnight bus, which is also the same bus that goes through Tat Kek. I also have videos covering the Tat Kek Loop, as well as Don Det and Don Kon. People coming up from the border with Cambodia will often stop at the 4,000 Islands before heading off to do the Pakse Loop. With the Pakse Loop, there are two options. There is a smaller loop and a bigger loop. I was doing the bigger loop, however, for the purposes of this video, day one is the same regardless. For more information on these loops, see the longer overarching video. For the purposes of this video, day one involves riding from Pakse to Tat Lo, and here are the activities that we can do along the way. The day before though, I had to get up from Don Kon. Luckily this is not too hard, simply catching a ferry into Maak Ngaew on the mainland and then getting a bus from there. The bus only takes 2.5, maybe 3 hours. It's not the most comfortable. Since I had a bit of food poisoning though, I was glad to try and sleep. Once into Pakse, I went and rented my motorbike. I was ready to leave first thing the next day.
I am on my way to the first attraction of day one of the Pakse Loop. 2 kilometres detour off the main road. I have the worst visor. It won't stay up. It's going to be a long 5 days riding around with this helmet. Did not have this problem in the test drive.
The ride out to the first attraction today is quite an easy one. The roads are in good condition. It takes about 40 minutes.
If you're on the other side, you try and jump to here. There's no ramp on this side. Alright guys, so we made it. We are on the Pakse Loop and there wasn't too much to film on the way out of town. The road conditions are brilliant compared to the Tat Kek Loop, but the scenery nowhere near as good. You don't have those cast limestone formations. We're just on stop one. It's known as Pha Suam Waterfall, that's the area. This one is actually Maak Ngaew, or Maak Ngaew Waterfall, and this area is abandoned. What you will be recommended from places like Misnoi motorbike rental on their maps that they hand out. Pha Suam Waterfall is on there, but it's crossed out. They no longer recommend people come here. The reason being is because it is abandoned. There is no parking fee, parking attendant. What I was told from the owner of Misnoi, Yves, was that 1 bike a month gets stolen on the Pakse Loop. To me, that's not too bad a rate considering how many people do it per year, but obviously coming to places where your bike's unattended, it's more likely to be stolen than it is at any of the other places where you have parking fees and people watching the bikes. So where I am now, Maak Ngaew Waterfall, I can walk right up to the waterfall. My bike is literally 20 metres away, I can still see it. So I'm not at all worried. I won't be going for a swim just because I don't want to leave my valuables on the rocks unattended. If you were with someone else, that wouldn't be a problem, but because I travel by myself, that's always a problem, especially with the camera gear. You could go for a swim. I would check how deep it is before jumping from here, but you can climb up on the far side there and come back around to here if you wanted to jump in, for example. I won't be going for a swim for the camera gear, but also it's about 8:45 in the morning, it's pretty cold. We're going to check out Pha Suam Waterfall on the way back out. Both part of the same site, neither with proper scooter attendances. So if you want to come here, you do so at your own risk. The bike shops won't recommend it, but it's nice. I've got it to myself. So just on the bike rental, I went with a Honda 125. It was only 190,000 kit per day. I can extend it with WhatsApp message. I went for 5 or 6 days, I can't remember. Yeah, it's just more comfortable and it gets to higher speeds easier. I went with Laogo motorbike rental, no dramas. I did check out Misnoi, chat to the owners there about the loop. I did check out Bolaven Plateau, trail, motorbike. So yeah, let's have a look around these two waterfalls and then we'll head on to Tat Champee. Just heading down to Pha Suam now. There's a few other people turned up, so I'm not even bothering locking the bikes now. There's enough people here to make me feel a little bit safer about the bike not being stolen.
Just a little more. My mind is wide and aching at the core. Do we ever love before it's too late? Why we keep falling through aeons? Should I be leaning on each other all the way? Why we keep waiting for aeons, like time's been frozen, never too late. Ocean breeze blowing in your hair. Come to me, how do I compare? 'Cause this is our chance, the one we waited for.
Alright guys, so behind me is Pha Suam, Tat Suam. It's only about 150 metres away from Maak Ngaew. Why not visit both, I guess? I wouldn't swim at this one. Doesn't really have a rock pool as such. It's just water gushing downstream. If you're going to go for a swim, definitely pick the other one. I mean, chances are you could jump in here, but it'd be a long way trying to get back around. I guess you could climb up over there. But yeah, not worth it. So I've had a few people rock up now since I've been here. So obviously, even though the place is no longer recommending it, everyone still comes here anyway, which is good to see. It's a nice waterfall, both of them. Next one, we've got to go 2 kilometres on that dirt road back to the main road, 2k up the main road, and then we turn off the main road again, left-hand side again, 10 kilometres out to Tat Champee. So yeah, don't know how long this is going to add to the trip, but let's go check it out. It's 9:30 now, so it's time to get moving.
Back on the main road, it is important that you take that turn about 2 kilometres and don't follow Google Maps directions, which will lead you basically to the middle of nowhere. Definitely follow the instructions that were given before. This is a cow.
Let's go together back to where we belong.
So we're at stop number 2 now on the Pakse Loop. This is Champee, Tat Champee, and there are 2 of those on the Pakse Loop. So most people don't come to this one. It's about a 10-kilometre detour down a dirt road, very dusty, especially if you get stuck behind a truck. Looks like a great swimming spot. I'm not sure how to access the falls. The falls drop off over there. I don't know how to get around to the front, so I'm gonna go for a little walk around, see if I can get a better angle of it. That 10-kilometre loop, it's pretty good condition, the road. It's just a bit sandy and dusty. It took me 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes to do it. So you're adding 40 minutes to an hour to your trip just in riding time by coming out here. But yeah, this is Tat Champee. I'm gonna see if I can get a look at the face of the waterfall. So I sent the drone up. There's a couple different paths down here. I thought I saw 3. For whatever reason, I can't find the third one, unless I'm forgetting now. But yeah, basically we were about 40 metres over that way before. Now we're one step lower, but the main falls are just behind us over here. It's a great place to refresh and cool off. I might even go for a quick dip myself to get the dust off, but then it kind of seems pointless because I'm going to go back on that dusty road for 10 k's anyway, so maybe it's not the best idea because then everything will stick to me. Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, Tat Champee. We're going to hit the main road again soon, get to the accommodation options tonight because I don't pre-book anything. The earlier I get there, the better chance I have of getting the place I want. I'm sure there's got to be a way to get down there. I just don't have time to go exploring right now. Looks like you can climb around there and walk along there and get down those rocks if you wanted to swim in the pools below. So yeah, it is doable. There are a few different levels you can swim on here. However, I always have a problem with not knowing when to leave a place and then running out of time at the end of the day. So I'm going to try and make the smart call here and just move on to the next place. Still got another 3 waterfalls to check out today and coffee plantation, which I'm not going to do the tour on. I'm just going to grab a coffee.
This particular bit of road is a good bit of road, and the truck did slow down, so you can imagine how dusty it is normally when they don't slow down. About 25 minutes up the road is Mr. Vieng's coffee plantation. This place runs tours, and they are quite popular. Because they are at set times, it has a weird knock-on effect of creating a bottleneck of tourists, and then all the attractions have waves of people coming through as they finish their tours and move on to the next activity. I decided to avoid all this. I had coffee and lunch, and then I left, so I didn't get stuck with a wave of people at the tour. The next stop was something different from the waterfalls. It was a forest temple with some Buddha statues.
Apologies if you wanted to see Mr. Vieng's coffee plantation, but you'll have to watch another video. That sort of thing didn't really interest me. There's like 20 scooters and a couple of cars. It was just packed. Stopped for a coffee. It was not my kind of coffee, I'll put it that way, and just moved on. It's a good chance to skip the crowds. So they do tours of the plantation at 11:30, 1:30, and then there was one even after that as well. But yeah, I just didn't want to hang around to do a tour just for the sake of filming it because it didn't really interest me anyway. But then it takes more time out of the day. Where I am now is the Wat Pa, it's the Big Buddha Forest Temple, and this is much more. There's one car here. Just the whole environment with the trees, the surroundings and that, this is much more something I would enjoy anyway, and maybe you will too. Maybe you would prefer to do the coffee plantation tour. It's completely up to you what you do, but Mr. Vieng's is a popular spot. That's something to take into account if you want to see that, but let's check out this Buddha temple. Just going to head to the cave. So some of these trees are said to be over 1,000 years old. You'll be able to pick the ones, obviously, the bigger ones, the ones that look old. If you're unsure, just cut them down, count the rings, and yeah, that way you can verify it, but I'm just gonna take their word for it. So this Buddha temple is about 800 metres off the main road. The road end's really poor, it's all rocky, corrugated. Just go slow, otherwise you risk stuffing up your suspension or getting a pop tyre on one of the rocks. The road end's not great, but once you're here, this is very relaxing. Even the waterfalls this morning, I'd say this is more peaceful than them. Nice and quiet, big old rainforest. Yeah, it's nice and quiet, it's untouched, really old trees. Definitely worth a stop, this one. There is a lot of insects though, so if you're bothered by that, bring some sort of repellent. So this is the cave, but not going to go exploring. This one has CO2 deficiency once you go down, so very dangerous. Don't go in there. People have been hospitalised before. A few more cars pulling up now. I'm starting to recognise the people from the coffee plantation starting to arrive. So they've obviously finished their lunch and they're heading out this way towards Tat Lo. So that's time for me to move on, I think. We are not too far from Tat Lo where we are now. So I might even head into Tat Lo just to get my accommodation and get rid of the bag off the back of the bike. And there's 2 waterfalls to check out near Tat Lo. Only about 20 minutes, maybe half hour away.
Tat Lo is only about another 15 minutes out of the Wat Pa Big Buddha Forest Temple. You do need to cross the bridge and get on the east side of the river.
Every single bridge on this stretch of road today has had some sort of blockage and a detour down to the side. Don't know what's going on with them. They're just doing maintenance works on all of them at once, but it seems a bit odd.
The large majority of accommodation options are on the east side of the river, inside the village. There is also Fundy Island on the west side. Both sides of the river have access to Tat Hang Waterfall. From Tat Hang you can walk to Tat Lo, although you can also ride. I tried to get in at Bolaven Garden, however they were full, so I ended up going to Pha Suam guest house.
I went to Bolaven Garden, Tat Lo first, and unfortunately they were full. Then I went to Pha Suam guest house, and the only rooms left were the shared rooms, like shared bathroom, shared toilet, which is annoying, but I didn't want to keep looking, so I took it, 150,000. All their private rooms were taken. Anyway, that'll do for one night. So that's Tat Lo Resort. I parked the motorbike there. From that parking spot, I'll walk to Tat Lo, but first I'm just going to check out Tat Hang Waterfall. There's not a whole lot to it. It is on the smaller side. So I've got 3 waterfalls to check out still for today. Tat Hang, Tat Lo and Tat Soung. Now Tat Lo and Tat Hang can be accessed from the other side of the river as well. It just means you cut in before you go over the bridge around to get into town. So there is a different access point. I have heard that this side is better, the side that the town is on. So I'm just going to check it out from this side today. If you were staying, for example, at Fundy Islands, which was another accommodation I was considering, then you can still access Tat Hang and Tat Lo waterfalls. All right guys, so of the 3 waterfalls in this area, this is Tat Hang. Probably a little bit rough for swimming unless you want to go in the shallow rock pools here, but very wide, quite noisy, reasonably impressive. And you just go to Tat Lo Lodge and you walk down. You can hop across all these rocks and the little pallets that they set up. You might get your feet a little bit wet, but yeah, Tat Hang Waterfall. It's only a couple 100 metres away from Tat Lo, which is what we're going to check out next.
You can walk from Tat Hang to Tat Lo, but because of the time restraints, I didn't want to walk there, then walk back to get my scooter to drive out to Tat Soung later, so I ended up riding straight to Tat Lo.
So this is Tat Lo. I started the walk from Tat Hang to Tat Lo and I decided to give up. Let's bring the scooter around. There is more scooter parking here. Nobody at any of these places today has asked me for scooter parking fees. So as far as I'm aware, so far everywhere that we've gone has had free scooter parking. I haven't seen any signs. I thought this one would have paid parking. As far as I know, it doesn't. Now there's a few different viewpoints of Tat Lo. We're just going down to the lower one now. Still haven't been for a swim. I spent so long trying to get around the rocks right in front of Tat Hang. And I'm going to spend a fair bit of time here taking photos. So still got Tat Soung to check out tonight. I don't like my chances of getting anywhere for a swim. So this viewpoint's really good. There's also a suspension bridge about 50 metres back downstream. Can't access it at the moment, it's all locked off. You've got to get tickets and harness up.
Tat Lo was a real highlight of the day. I loved the way that the whole community was out at the waterfall, running across the top of the waterfall, jumping in, or even bathing in the river above.
Alright guys, that's Tat Lo Falls. I need to shoot off soon to check out Tat Soung if I'm going to do it today, otherwise I probably won't do it at all.
Riding out to Tat Soung, again it's important not to follow Google Maps directions. You have to cross the river again and do a big loop out to this road shown here.
Not sure I fully understand the signs, but I think 50 metres this way is a lookout, but then there's something else 850 metres away. And then there's another sign which says 800 metres to the base of the waterfall. So I'm going to go to this 50 metre lookout, and if I have time to the base of the waterfall. Spent way too much time, especially at Tat Hang, setting up photos and stuff like that with slow shutter speeds and jumping across the rocks. I haven't actually had any time to have fun myself, and Tat Lo would have been an awesome one to do some of those jumps into the water, but ran out of time. I forget what number waterfall this is, but I might keep a running counter on the video. But this is Tat Soung. It's 10,000 kip to park your motorbike, and that's it. This is that lookout point. Pretty sure that tiny little bit of water over there is the current waterfall in dry season. Okay, so given that that is the waterfall, currently in the dry season, we are in early Feb. I'm probably not going to do the 800 metre walk down to the base, just because I think this one you definitely have to come to in the wet season. It's like a slow trickle over the falls. I'm going to see if I can get on top of the falls, but I'm not going to walk around to the base or the bottom of the falls, because it might be a good view from the top, but from the bottom it's just a big cliff face. Seen plenty of those. Alright guys, this is Tat Soung Waterfall. This is the last one of the day. Good place to make friends. Dry season, not much water flow, but it's one of the more striking scenes you'll get on this whole entire loop. When I first went to that lookout, I thought maybe not worth it, but now I'm thinking definitely worth it. It probably looks better on the drone than what you'll see in person, but because of the overhang in that, it's quite a striking and dramatic little cliff face, so definitely worth checking out. It's the last one for today. The sun's setting now. I've got to head back in to get dinner. That's Pakse Loop, day 1 complete. I think tomorrow's going to be a bit more relaxing. I left a bit later than I normally do today in the morning, so I slept in a little bit, so I was a bit rushed, but even then I was leaving at 7 o'clock, so yeah, day 1, there's heaps to do. Most people don't do Tat Champee, and some people don't do Pha Suam in the morning either, so you have a lot of time to hang out at Tat Lo. Because I was trying to show you every waterfall, I was a bit rushed for time. So yeah, that's it for day 1, and I'll see you on day 2. G'day guys, I'm here at what's going to be... G'day guys, I'm here at what is... Crossed off a lot of the maps that you'll be getting. But yeah, I won't go for a swim because it's early morning and I don't want to believe... Was that one month that you're going to do? That... Alright, so from the what... maybe I can't... Oh.